gun to school and the chaos it caused for the entire community.
News Channel 9 at 6 starts right now.
Chaos at Dalton High School. This new video shows students rushing towards the exits moments after a teacher fired a gun and barricaded himself in a classroom. Now the focus switches to why he did it. I'm Josh Rowe.
I'm Kim Chapman. Thanks for joining us. We are bringing you team coverage tonight, including new information on how the teacher got the gun into the building and the charges he's facing. Stephanie Sanastasi will tell us what police said led to the gun scare. Catherine Marchand will show us what parents and students did once they were reunited. And James Torrez sits down with one of the teacher's former students and why she called his actions today a surprise.
But tonight we begin with rain that's threatening to cause flooding all across the Tennessee Valley.
Rain's been coming down all day long and is showing no signs of slowing down. Chief Meteorologist David Glenn shows us what to expect heading into the night. David.
Well, we've had almost 2 inches of rain so far, which is a daily record for February 28th. And already there are flood warnings in effect, mainly along various creeks and rivers. First of all, the Sequatchie River flood warning there all the way through Saturday morning. Now, the rain will last through Saturday, but for these areas on South Chickamauga Creek and again Lookout Creek, these flood warnings are there because even though the rain may stop late tomorrow, the runoff will cause rising of those levels through the start of the weekend. This is how much rain has fallen so far. Again, near 2 inches at Level Field, many areas upwards of over an inch, and more rain set to move in. We could have between 1.5 inches to 2.5 inches additional rainfall overnight. And some of that heavy at times as all moves in from the west. Some occasional thunderstorms, though the risk of severe weather remains low. And that heaviest should be late tonight through first thing tomorrow morning. Later in weather, I'll have more details on the overall totals of rainfall. And while we'll finally see some sunshine by the weekend, more of that coming up in a few minutes.
All right, David, thank you. Now back to the scare at Dalton High School. Police arrested a teacher accused of firing a gun and then barricading himself in a classroom.
Today we learned that teacher was Randall Davidson, the social studies teacher and PA announcer for Dalton's football team. Less than an hour ago, we learned he'll face several charges, including aggravated assault and reckless conduct. Stephanie
Sanastasi has been on the scene since the story broke after noon. Stephanie, what do police think actually led to the shot being fired?
Well, Kim and Josh, police still don't know why he fired his gun, and even after interviewing him, they still don't know his motive. What they do know is that the teacher carried the revolver in his computer case here into school this morning. School buses filled with Dalton students lined up outside the high school this afternoon as kids waited to be taken to the Dalton Trade Center to be reunited with their parents.
Everybody with a badge that was in the area came running when this call went out. I had my scanner on my desk, and it jacked up my blood pressure several points, and I'm sure it happened for the officers here too. Dalton police spokesman Bruce Frazier says once police arrived, they found Dalton High social studies teacher Randall Davidson barricaded alone inside room 413. The principal told police that moments before they got there, Davidson blocked the principal from getting in the classroom. And as the principal put his key into the door to try to unlock it, Mr. Davidson apparently fired a shot from a handgun through an exterior window of the classroom. Police say it doesn't appear Davidson was trying to aim at anyone. It certainly seemed like he didn't have any intention to harm anybody else, though. He made some great efforts, it would seem, to make sure that nobody else got into that classroom and that it was him alone in there. We're told the high school will be open here tomorrow. Dalton police tell us they will have extra officers here as well. Reporting live tonight in Dalton, Stephanie Sanastasi, News Channel 9.
Stephanie, thank you. Students were evacuated and school leaders bused to the Northwest Georgia Trade Center. Hundreds of parents rushed to the scene to be reunited with their children. Catherine Marchand is there right now. Catherine, is anyone still waiting to be signed out?
Josh, when we got here this afternoon, every single parking space was filled. Everyone has cleared out now. But when that gun went off, some kids feared they'd never make it home.
Everybody's in the corner. We were trying to get book bags so we could put it over ourselves.
Dalton High senior Gavin DeFore says panic broke out in his classroom after he heard his principal yelling, "This is not a drill." He and his classmates thought there was an active shooter.
I started pulling desks around for everybody to get under it.
Police then went door to door telling students to go to the locker room.
I remember people like twisting the doorknob, and that's what scared a lot of people. And we hear it was cops. We ripped down the barricades and we just take off, and we were safe after that.
From there, they were taken to the Dalton Convention Center. We saw many children get off the bus without a backpack. Parents like Kaiser Simpson rushed to meet them there.
My son told me he was scared. He didn't know what was going on. And my daughter was just like, I'm glad you're here. Wait for me and don't leave me. And I was like, of course not. I'm not. I'll be here.
The incident shocking parents, students, and even administrators like Principal Steve Bartu, who said as far as he knew, teacher Randall Davidson was fit to be at work.
I mean, he's a good teacher. And I would be surprised with any of our teachers if that occurs. It's not just him.
The entire sign-out process took about 5 hours. The principal told us everything went according to plan. He did say, however, that when this incident happened, the school resource officer was at the middle school. We're live in Dalton. Catherine Marchand, News Channel 9.
All right, Catherine, thank you very much. And school leaders and even former students describe Randall Davidson as a good teacher, and they say today's events are surprising.
James Torrez spoke to one former student. James, what did she have to say about the suspect?
Yeah, Josh and Kim, that student tells me that she is a senior here at the high school, and she had Mr. Davidson as a sophomore in an AP World History class. She says the two had a very good relationship, and he had a good relationship with all of his students. She says that he is her favorite teacher, and she'd assume that she was his favorite student. I had a chance to talk to her tonight, and she tells me why she thought he was so special. She said it's mostly because she considered him as more than just a teacher.
He would actually take his students' feelings into consideration. If you weren't feeling good one day, he didn't target you as, oh no, you have to do this because you have to do this. He would be like, what's going on? You know, it wasn't just like, you know, get good grades and I'll like you. It was more than that.
And that student tells me that she wasn't on campus during today's incident. That's because she is a dual enrollment student, so most of her classes she takes over at a college campus. She did tell me tonight, however, that any time that she does have to make a stop here at Dalton High School, she makes it a point to go visit him. Right now, reporting live in Dalton High School, I'm James Torrez, News Channel 9.
James, thank you. Today's gun scare comes as lawmakers in Washington call for schools to arm teachers. In Georgia, teachers can bring weapons to school only if the district allows it. The law was passed in 2014. The Safe Carry Protection Act would also require the training for teachers to handle high-stress situations like active shooters. Right now, no districts in North Georgia have voted to allow teachers to carry on campus.